This is Joy from the Rev Femme Rebellion. As you might have guessed from the short, Apollo really couldn't handle so many changes at once, which was really disheartening, or soul crushing, I guess. So we're gonna be apart longer than I thought. And this is just one of those sacrifices that you make sometimes to do this kind of work. But wow, it's hard. He's old. He's 9. So I worry. Anyway, I'm gonna make today another short video because it's just a bad day for me. So I thought I was dwelling on earlier was about what I liked as a kid. I liked creepy stuff. I've always loved horror movies and thrillers. My little brother and I would watch them together. And that seems weird, I think, because for someone with trauma, PTSD, like, my experience is usually one of a lot of anxiety and stress and uncertainty. And it seems counterintuitive almost that those types of situations would be what I like to watch with these movies. But I think it's almost maybe something like the mirror box for amputated limbs, how the phantom limb pain can cause really intense physical pain that's being perceived by the brain. And the simplest solution that requires no medication or surgery of any kind is a mirror box. It's putting the existing limb in one side and its image is reflected. So the whatever part of the arm goes in the box, and visually it looks like both hands are there or both legs are there. And that perception, even logically knowing that it's fabricated, it brings relief, intense relief to these people. And I wonder if something similar is happening maybe with especially the thriller, the psychological thrillers and the like, those kinds of movies, that maybe having experienced trauma, PTSD, and a lot of anxiety and stress, claustrophobia in crowds, and panic attacks associated with that I was thinking about my first panic attack that I remember happening in high school at a field trip, of all places, at an amusement park. I don't remember which one we were at, but I started to feel claustrophobic. I didn't know the word for it then. I didn't know that it could happen in crowds. I thought it just meant like little boxes, small spaces, but in crowds. And I started to have a panic attack. So felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like my chest was just locked tight and I couldn't get any air in, and I couldn't stop crying. And I didn't understand why I felt like the world was going to end. Like I felt like I was going to die, and I didn't understand why. And it wasn't until I was given the language to understand what a panic attack is, what claustrophobia is, what PTSD is, and how it affects the brain, that I could recognize it. And as soon as I knew what it was, that was great. That's what I needed. That was enough in many situations. Because as soon when you know, oh, I'm feeling this surge of panic or dread or anxiety, I need to step away and get out of this crowded space. That's usually as simple as it was for me moving forward. But at the time, the scariest part was not knowing what was wrong. Why did I feel like I was drowning in just not in air for seemingly no reason? And I wonder if the perception of fear, of anxiety, of trauma, day to day, that isn't necessarily real. There's not an actual threat or anything that should be causing that. Maybe that threat that I feel is similar, that not my body is feeling this response and not having the context for why there's this stress and perception of anxiety. And I think it is a real relief to watch some of these movies or listen to some of these stories or investigate different mysteries, things like this, because it gives my brain like a place where feeling that dread or anxiety or fear is safe and understandable. Oh, it's in context of the movie. Oh, this is my mirror box, my emotional mirror box of, oh, I have a real place to put this emotion, instead of something that it feels like I have a place to put it, but I don't. So I don't know if that was just a random rant about PTSD and mirror boxes, but that's what I was thinking about this morning as I was saying goodbye to my dog again. So anyway, it's another day, and like I said, I don't know if anyone's going to watch these, but it's helping me. I already feel it helping me process by just putting it out there and kind of reflecting on everything that's happened. So anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.